after the game you were hopeful that you'd get those guys back, Katie, Evan, Jay, if those guys continue to make strides?
Yes, we still day to day on all of them. So we'll know more tomorrow. But today, a couple of guys were out there moving around a little bit, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to go or not. So I'll know as the week goes on.
How did LaVisca respond to playing?
Good. Yeah. He did. You know, he was a little rusty, which we would expect, but I thought he competed well. I thought he did some good things. There's 3 or 4 plays. If he wouldn't have been as rusty, I think he would have been better. And he said the same thing after the game. So practicing more this week to help him be more efficient in the game. But I thought overall him gutting it out and getting out there and going was good.
Coach, physically, did he show any signs like today, like
he was a little sore because he hadn't been doing as much. He's just sore, but the toe wasn't a problem. He could get around on that. Just body was sore, more sore than usual because he hadn't been able to practice as much and everything like that.
How did Nate Landon respond to just practice day after that?
He responded well, and you know he had a good practice out there today. You know, we've lost Nate now in 2 games, and it hurts us. I mean, when you have one of your most productive defensive players not out there, along with a couple other guys, that hurts us. And hopefully he won't have another targeting rule. You know, both of his are they're you know, they were the right calls, the right things, but they're really hard. I mean, it's not like he launched, it's not like he aimed, it's not like the guy wasn't running, it wasn't the guy was moving. It's a hard deal. But that's the calls. That's the way our rules are, and we're trying to protect both the tackler and the runner. But it's a hard situation, especially on that one. And his last one was a hard situation. The guy was turning and running and trying to get away from a guy, and he's hitting him, and the guy ducks. But it's the way the rule is, but he responded really well.
Can they have a rule that would? With the punter, they have a rule that's running into the punter and then roughing the punter. It's a 5 or a 15. Mm-hmm. Could they do something like that with the target?
Well, there's a lot of talk about different things of doing. You know, I still feel like they should make it like a 15-minute hockey rule. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think there could be levels of it because they can see if a guy launches, a guy tries to hit a defenseless guy. To me, there's a little bit different maybe in that.
And give the referees more
discretion.
But
that's what we got to keep talking about. But number one, the safety of the players on both sides is the most important thing, and that's why the rules are in. But I think it will progress as time goes along, as more and more of these things are seen as, wait a minute, that was not egregious, or that was a kind of in a game play. Yes, it could still be a penalty, and yes, it could be different things, but I think eventually we will get to that. I kind of noticed in the NFL, I watched like 2 minutes, and I've seen a lot of helmet-to-helmet tackles in the NFL because I realized that they said at the beginning of the year, anytime they hit helmet-to-helmet, they were ejecting those guys. I haven't seen that happen. I guess they reevaluate that because they would have a lot of millionaires standing on the sidelines. So that's not very good.
How difficult is it to teach those guys, though, when it feels like Nate does what he's supposed to be doing?
Yeah, and he was trying to hit the guy low. You know, because we have to hit in the target area, especially a quarterback. So he was trying to hit him. He goes, Coach, I was trying to hit him low. I was trying not to hit. I said, I understand, Nate, but that's the way it goes. And, you know, we got to abide by the rules. And the safety's for you, too, to not duck your head. There's safeties for the runner also. But it's difficult in the heat of the game when you're taking him out of the game, and it makes a big impact on the game. So.
Senior day is always a little bit more emotional with this being Jay's last game. How do you think that's going to be for you?
Yeah, it definitely will be. I mean, anytime you see your kid do the last of anything, graduate from high school, graduate from junior high, you know, there's always those different emotions. And then, you know, his last game at Folsom will be, exciting for him and our family and everything else. So definitely will be something I'll think about. But once we have the ceremony begin, we'll be right back into it. And then when the game's over and I see him walking off for the last time at Alpha Folsom, it'll be a deal for us all. I think that's natural.
What do you remember about senior day at Georgia Tech?
Oh, wow. I can remember my parents being there. Of course, my dad's gone now, and my mom has Alzheimer's, so it's hard for them to relate back in. My wife was there. We were engaged at the time. And I remember it, like yesterday. And we run out behind Ramblin' Wreck, and so they introduced us all, and I can remember all the seniors out there with us. And we had turf at that time. They got nice grass now. I wish we had grass. It was so hot on that turf. But it was a memorable time, and something that I always will remember for sure. And then I remember, of course, the next week, my last game, we played Georgia. Our last regular season game, we didn't make the bowl game that year, and so I remember that too vividly. So,
What do you see from Utah's defense?
I see big, physical, aggressive dudes is what I see. They're a physical football team. They they play quite a bit of man coverage. They're very similar to Washington in a lot of ways. Play a lot of man coverage, single high. They'll do some cover two like Washington did. They'll do some mix up, but they're a very physical football team, and we're going to play extremely physical against them. And they do a good job. They got some big, powerful guys up front.
Coming off a game like you just had where you couldn't sustain any long drives, does that mean a bigger challenge even for your offense?
Yes, it does. We need to sustain drives. We need to be able to get the ball in the end zone and score points. Now, if we score on 5 quick, if we get 35 points easily, I'll be fine with that too. Of course, you want to control the clock, but it's not going to happen that way all the time. We need to get more first downs. We had a hard time on third downs, and they're going to present a challenge to us, but I believe our guys will be up for it. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.